All right, guys, welcome. Today I have one of our students here, Emma, who has crushed Q4. Walking into the new year, she is out of stock, but I wanted to bring Emma on here because she saw a really big uptick in December. She had her biggest month yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, biggest month. Yeah, in
Biggest
December.
month. What did you guys finish off the December off?
We were at almost 21,000.
Ooh,
So just
okay, cool, cool, cool.
under.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So awesome, Emma. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to hop on this call with us, or
Mhm.
with me. I know I always say us because there's Brian and
Yeah.
I, but
Yeah, you
just a
should.
one-man show today. Why don't you start off by introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, maybe outside of Amazon as well, and then I'd love to also learn a little bit more about how long you've been selling on Amazon, just kind of your story overall.
Great. Yeah. So my name's Emma. I'm a dental assistant and live in British Columbia in Victoria. And yeah, we've been selling on Amazon for just over a year. It was kind of a slow process to get started, about 6 months of researching, finding products and that kind of thing. And yeah, and then we got started with you guys in September, and it's been great since. Just gone up, basically.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, no, I love that. And that's very normal. 6 months is very normal.
Hmm.
When that's actually fast, in all honesty. Like we have some students who do it quicker, but for Brian and I, it took us 2.5 years. Like I found out about Amazon right when I
Right.
found out about it. I was like, oh my God, I got to get started as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It's such a great opportunity. But life gets in the way. We have jobs, things go
Yes.
crazy. We want to do things. We want to have fun. It's
Mhm.
very typical. So it took us a long time to get started, and yeah, 6 months is pretty good. But there is, the lag time with like waiting for suppliers and
Yeah,
all that
that's
fun
what was
stuff.
the issue.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. How did you guys hear about Amazon in the first place?
So it was actually just during the pandemic. I was kind of bored at home and researching income streams and something to do. Because I'm a dental assistant, all the offices were closed for three
Mm,
months, so it kind of did give me time to research things. And so, yeah, I just watched YouTube videos, and then I ended up getting a Udemy course online,
cool.
and then just went from there and learned kind of the basics, very basic, and then yeah, started looking at products and found suppliers, and the
Cool.
trusting stuff was a lot harder though, trusting suppliers. So
Yeah, yeah, no, it's always scary giving, hey, I'm going to send my
mm,
money overseas. Hopefully it works out. But yeah,
yeah.
there's definitely a method to the madness. But no, I love that. I love that you were able to pull through and while using YouTube, because a lot of the times I hear the opposite, right? Like a lot of people try to
Mm-hmm.
learn on YouTube and they go into like the stage of paralysis by analysis per se, or they just can't get started because they don't feel confident moving through. So good on you. That takes some perseverance and some grit to be able to do that. So
It was mainly time watching all
that's
the videos and comparing notes, and yeah.
yeah, trying to learn the same thing from
Yeah.
10 different people that
Yeah.
teach the same thing in 10 different ways. Yeah, I know the
Yeah,
feeling.
exactly.
So we try to get started as well. Cool. So 6 months to get started. Obviously, time was one thing as well. Now, you were selling for a little bit of the time before you started working with us at the FBA Startup. I'd love to learn a little bit more about what that looked like. What were you struggling with? And just overall, like some of those issues that you were experiencing before working with us.
Yeah, so we started selling December 2020, and then we had pretty, like I thought, pretty good sales for starting off. Like, and it was it was about, like, I think we did $3,000, which is pretty good. And then it kind of right into January went down quite a bit. So that was definitely a struggle, and not knowing what to do, and our conversion rate wasn't very good. All right, like I think I'm not sure if it was you that
I
reviewed
think it was
our
me that looked at your
listing.
guys' listing right
Yeah.
off the bat. Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely nailed that. The pictures needed improving, and PPC was really hard for me to learn. So that was a curve, just knowing what to do. And I tried to take a course on just that and online, and yeah, it was hard to, yeah, figure out each step basically, because there's so many different components in Amazon. But
Yeah, that's the thing. And I hit my head learning PPC as well. That's why I hired a mentor specifically for
mm,
PPC. It wasn't cheap at all. Like I paid a lot of money to be able to learn from him, but he's still like a really good friend of mine and still a mentor to me. But
yeah.
it is one of those things that is challenging because it always changes. What happens or what do you do when this happens? Or there's so many different things that you need to be conscious of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's very easy to lose a lot of money pretty quickly when spending on advertising. So
yeah, that was a struggle. It was kind of throwing money out there and like, okay, well, maybe it's just throwing money and I'm learning and I'm hoping it's going to work. But, and I definitely learned a lot of the kind of basics of how it works, but learning strategies was definitely something that was really good in your course, and learning the bulk files and
there's always a system to everything. That's how I treat business, or how we try to put things into the program as well, is like, if you can systemize it, it's going to be a lot easier, because then you can figure out like, hey, we should isolate this or test this particular thing versus this particular thing. So, I'd love to chat more about why you chose to work with us. Obviously, I did that listing analysis with you guys as well, and we were able to identify some key things there. But was there anything else in particular that you loved when speaking with my team, or speaking with us in particular, that was like, I got to work with the twins?
Yeah. So I kind of had been following your story on Instagram and seeing some of the success stories. And I think it was back in the summer. I was kind of I saw the potential in Amazon and wanted to expand it, but we weren't quite ready. Had just done a big order, and, I was keeping an eye on it. I was like, hey, when's the next time? I want to get it going before Christmas and get our sales up. Right. So I kept an eye on that. And then also listing analysis was really good to see kind of where we could improve like our listing. Cause it's hard we look at it all the time, but
yeah, good to have an outside eye, but also like, I've done, like, I'm at my 24th product launch now. So, I've done this in routine, and there's some key things that you need to look at, obviously, when looking at a listing, of course. So, and those are the things that I pointed out. I think a lot of it talked about the main image, but having like clear, bold text, making things look very aesthetically pleasing and on brand as well. So I know you worked with the FBA Studio to increase that. How was I guess working with them, but how did that impact it? Because obviously they're partners to us as well. We talk a lot about split testing. We talk a lot about making sure your listing is in prime shape. You mentioned that conversion rate was something that was lacking for you. How did working with them and learning more about how we talked about that in the program, how did that change the results you're getting or your sales as a whole?
Yeah, so I started the course in September, and then I kind of was going through the videos as quickly as I could because I work full time. And then I think I got a hold of them maybe end of September. And then, just started working with them and got all of our photos redone. So they did, all of our images were really well done. We did the 3D rendered images. So that was, as soon as I uploaded them, our sales, I think, doubled immediately. So that was amazing to see. We did get them to do our copy as well. They had some sort of package. So that worked out well, just to kind of start. And then, the copy went really well, improved our title, and our conversion rate went way up. So we sold out. I didn't anticipate it. We sold out in October, and then I had to wait for more stock.
Good problem to have. Yeah, it's crazy because, especially when you're driving traffic, you can have the same amount of people come to your listing, obviously. And if you do one little tweak to increase a conversion from 10% to 15%, that's ultimately like that impacts your bottom line like crazy. So I love that you were able to get such quick results like that. And running out of stock is part of the business. That's for sure. It sucks, but you'll learn ways to get around that as well. And we'll be introducing some more stuff actually on inventory mananager because it's so crazy right now, obviously. So
it is. Yeah. That was
to be learning.
Yeah, that's what I do love about the course is if I'm ever questioning something, I just refer to that, and usually I can find a video on it, and you can look back and kind of, you guys do a lot of step-by-step videos, which is kind of nice. So I don't have to, you can kind of skim through and, there's the part I need. And yeah.
Cool. I love that. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Awesome. So PPC obviously was a really big impact for you, as well as increasing your conversions. If you didn't start working with us, how would you feel with your Amazon business? Where do you feel like you would be? Yeah. I'd love to learn a little more about that.
Yeah. So I think we'd probably I'd be still researching how to improve PPC. we wouldn't have the sales we have right now. So, I would just be trying to research strategies constantly and trying to figure out their best thing, and wouldn't have the success. So
Cool.
it would be. it would be a different story than it is today.
That's
sure.
awesome. That's awesome. In the PPC program in specific, or the PPC portion of the program, what did you like the best? Like, what has gotten you the best results, would you say? You mentioned bulk files.
Yeah, the bulk files. So learning cutting bleeders. Sean Smith, he talks about some stuff like that, doing the cutting the bleeders, the high costs. He does the talking through the videos, and it shows you exactly which step to do each time. Yeah. I still sometimes have to refer back to them, and I go, okay, did I do something wrong? And following the Excel spreadsheets. So that was really, really good. And even some of the first initial videos too, just learning strategies and some of the terminology I haven't heard before. And
the basics. Always got to build on the foundation.
It was good to just go through it all over again and learn.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Sean's really, really good. Still a mentor to me. I love the guy to death, and his videos are long, but it's so powerful. Like he said, what he does. Cool. So that's awesome. Well, this has been awesome. I'd love to ask one last question. I ask everybody as well. If there's anybody that's on the fence of joining the FBA startup right now, or wanting to join the program, but doesn't necessarily have the confidence to do so, or is on the fence of doing so, what would you say to them? I
would say the best time to start is always now, right? Like, especially in business, it's like, it's either like a couple of years ago or now. So definitely get on board and start the videos and just get going, because especially you're in a new year, it's good to set goals right now and get going with it all. And at least then you have all the information. You're not researching like I did. I wasted probably 6 months doing that. So time, right?
By analysis. No, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Emma, it's been awesome. Congrats on your success. 20K in a month is absolutely awesome. Can't wait for you to get back into stock so that you can start investing more into it and hopefully get you to that 50K mark pretty quickly here.
Yes. Excited for that.
That's the goal. All right. Thanks so much. Hope you have a good day.
Perfect. Thanks.